All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing today? I hope you're all having a great day. My day's been wonderful. I've been working nonstop since I got up this morning. I'll share with you folks what I've been up to and what's up right around the corner. What's up next right around the corner, which is what I'm trying to say. It's one of these projects that's going to benefit my lady as well, but it takes so much time to do. And, she wonders, hey, what are you doing in there? Why is it taking so long? You've been working on some stuff in the office there. Well, that's for our upcoming show from the studio, babe. Our upcoming show is from the studio. Setting up your microphone and adjusting the camera. You got to redo things when you're adding another person on the set. I'm no longer, flying solo here. So lots to talk about besides, the upgrade to my home, live streaming studio and recording studio. Lots of updates, lots of great things coming. I've been talking with lots and lots of content creators that want to do interviews, and I've had lots of people engage with me through the comments section or sections of YouTube lately, to the point of where responding to these comments is one thing, but doing a live stream to respond to them is even better, because you can really emphasize tonality and show people your face when you're responding. If there's time for me to do a live stream to respond to some comments tonight, I will do that. But that all depends on what my lady wants to do. And she usually gets to bed by about sometimes 9 or 10, depending on how tired she is. And if I'm still feeling it after she rests, I may do an hour or so stream to respond to more comments, because it just continues to get more and more interesting. And now that, I've been on YouTube for over 6 years, semi-full time, and I've dealt with all this crap, right? And I've learned how to deal with it, and I understand why these people react this way and respond this way. And seeing other people going through a similar thing, it's just so fascinating. It's more fascinating to me, right? And, calling these people out in respectful, mature ways only triggers them more. It's like I'm really trying to be professional with these people, and the more and more professional I am with them, the more triggered they get. It's almost like they want to trigger me because they're so miserable and they can't stand that I'm happy, so they try to kick me down to their level so they can feel better about themselves. So they don't want the legitimate professional response from me. They want me to go toe-to-toe with them, and I'm not going to do that, especially with women. Heck, I don't argue my own woman. Why would I argue any woman on YouTube? I don't argue any woman, period. It's not worth it. Heck, I don't even want to argue men, because men that want to argue are no better than a little girl anyway. So I just don't want to argue, period. I like to discuss things. I like to discuss things civilly, maturely, respectfully, professionally, right? We got 20 people here, and not one person has said anything in the chat. That's odd. What's going on? You all afraid to talk to Eli, or are the people that are in the chat blocked here? Where is everyone? Is the chat broken? I'm watching, but I'm driving. Oh, hey, ODN, how you doing, brother? Ninja, are we going to do some content together, bro? I know you're driving, so I know you can't really respond that much. But, you know, Ninja, like I said, hey, GLM, how you doing? I'm here listening, doing something. Okay. GLM, you can email me your man's main channel, and we'll let him come back. And if he wants to do a little light trolling, kind of like you, that's not a problem. But we're not looking for any major trolling here. You know what I'm saying, right? Hey, Holly, how you doing? Welcome, Holly. ODN says, I wanted to come, Mom, yesterday for your girl's birthday, but I didn't get a link. Oh, you wanted to come on? Oh, dude. I didn't know. Dude, message me on Facebook next time. We're connected on Facebook, ODN. Message me on Facebook. ODN, I would add you to our Coach Eli group, but because, you know, of certain, situations that you brought up to my attention in the past, you can't be in there. I understand that. So just message me privately next time. Or let me know in the chat, hey, Eli, check your Facebook Messenger. I want to come on. Send me the link on Messenger. And I'll send it to you, bro. I would have brought you on. It was a great show. You know what the interesting thing is, ODN? The interesting thing is this. We got over 400 views on that show because there was no rebroadcast. It's funny when there's no rebroadcast how many more views my videos get, or the videos of my lady and I get, or whatever content we put out on Coach Eli or Coach Eli 2. Hey, Aussie, how you doing? Voice of text is terrible. He's not a troll. It is fine. It doesn't matter. GLM, listen, I'm trying to respect your wishes. I'm trying to turn a new page here, right? I'm trying to be very respectful and understanding, even to your feelings, wants, and needs, GLM. Doesn't that impress you that I care about your feelings, wants, and needs as well as others? Come on now. GLM, you've been really getting into the thick of things again on YouTube, which is cool. I like that. You're growing your channel. I think, GLM, you want to come back and you want to create. And I think, GLM, I think what you really want to do. Allison Jones with the 199 super chat. Best damn looking life coach on the tubes of you. Well, I think my lady may agree with you on that, Allison Jones. How you doing? Thanks for the 199 199 super chat. Appreciate that. So you're saying that Coach Corey Wayne and Coach Dan Bacon are not good looking guys? I respect them. They're really good guys, and I still follow both of them to this day. You know, even coaches learn from other coaches. We learn from each other. And I'll share more about that here today. You know, some people still think, some people, you know, like to believe that if a coach is a coach or a priest is a priest or a doctor is a doctor, it's almost like we're held to a higher standard of humanity, right? And isn't it funny how some people think that certain positions that may be considered somewhat prominent or prominent, we're held to a higher standard of humanity? We're all human beings. We're all the same, right? We all, you know, poop and piss the same, right? We eat the same, right? But some people think that just because you're a life coach or a doctor or a priest or a pastor, that you can't share your opinion on the internet without getting scrutinized. People are saying, oh, is that the way a pastor talks? Is that the way a coach talks? Is that the way a coach treats people or says things to people? Who the hell do you think we are? We're no different than you. We just have a little more experience on how to handle things. And the interesting thing is this, the people that hold us to that higher regard are the people that need the most help. They're the people that are very mentally and emotionally unstable, right? It's the truth. I'm not trying to be mean. It's the truth. Does a coach talk like that? Does a coach say this and that? We all make mistakes. We're human. What do you want a coach to be, a fucking robot? You gonna get mad at me for saying the F word right now too? You think doctors don't use the F word? They say the F word more than all of us combined. Allison Jones was the one that had super chat. Oh no, I was blocked, said something bad. You were not blocked. You didn't get blocked at all, Allison Jones. You're not blocked one bit. Nightbot just moderates the chat for blocked words. Nightbot will not block you. Nightbot will time you out for 15 seconds, and that's it. You'll be back if you use a blocked word. That's all. GLM, Nightbot is hateful sometimes, Allison. Simmer down now, LOL. Hey, babe, how you doing? Welcome to the show. That's always been, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. Coaches, doctors, pastors, priests, teachers, whatever, right? Being held to a higher standard of humanity, right? Right? So we're not allowed to make mistakes in the same ways that any other normal human being would make, huh? Right? You know, the funny thing, lately, a bunch of the scorned women out here on YouTube, primarily from this former hate group, you know, that I wasn't a part of, but, you know, they used to come at me out here on YouTube, right? They're all a part of that. A lot of them have been commenting in my comment section lately. Or they've been commenting where I've been commenting on other creators that have wanted to work with me. And, you know, they keep trying to attack me for some comments I made about Gabby Petito, right? And it's just comical to me how I keep saying, I really don't care what you think about me after saying that, and you keep taking me out of context, no matter how, you know, professional I am about it, right? Right? You repeat the same thing over and over and over again. I get the point. I get the point. You don't like what I said about Gabby Petito, right? How many times do you have to keep saying that, right? I'm just saying this for shits and giggles, right? I shared my opinion, right? Maybe I should have rephrased it. I don't condone what Brian Laundrie did, but I understand why he did it according to how the story was presented. Now, you know, there are different versions to the story. We don't know exactly what happened, but we have a good idea. And because I personally feel that Brian Laundrie was being belittled by Gabby Petito, and she was more concerned about becoming an influencer and cared more about using her man as a guinea pig, as a stepping stone, you know, to what she really wants, a career and maybe somebody else, right? I mean, seriously, like, I don't condone what happened to her, but is it right for women to take advantage of men? Use them in that way? Come on. Babe, would you ever use me or any other man in that way? Honestly, would you ever use me in that way? My woman says no, right? Now again, I would never do to any woman what Brian Laundrie did to Gabby, because I was raised right and I have a lot of emotional self-control, but some men don't have that, right? And I think women need to more so learn to understand that, hey, look, especially with the men nowadays that are, very weak. They're raised to be more feminine than masculine. They're very weak with their emotional self-control. So women need to take them into consideration nowadays and protect themselves by not putting them in a position where that can happen. One way to do that is to not belittle a man. If you're not feeling it, just say, hey, it's not working out. We got to go. We got to end this. But don't end it in the middle of nowhere. Like she broke up with him in the middle of the woods. But let me ask you a question, babe. If you were going to break up with me, would you break up with me in the middle of the woods? Miles and miles away from civilization, middle of nowhere? Or would you wait till we got back to civilization? Like honestly, I know you have a brain, babe. Seriously, would you break up with me in the middle of the woods? Woods are known places to be murdered for sure. Break up at a Starbucks. Yeah, you'd break up with me at a Starbucks where there are lots of people there, so I couldn't pull anything even if I wanted to, and I would never do that. But look, all these scorned women on YouTube took what I said way out of context, and they're still taking it out of context, right? And I'll talk about it today. I'll talk about it on another show I'll be doing in a few days. I'll mention more about that in a bit. I'm going to be a special guest on someone's show that wants to talk about this. At least part of what we're going to talk about is this on her show. More in a little bit. That's part of some of the major updates here. But yeah, all these scorned women. Oh, look what Eli said about Gabby Petito, right? That's just comical, right? If I was to be murdered, I would choose a Walmart or Burger King. Okay, well, I mean, we don't condone that here, and I get what you're saying. This is for example purposes. All we're trying to say here is that Gabby could have been a lot smarter with the way she broke up with Brian, right? Again, it's not her fault what he did. It's his fault, right? Brian Laundrie, well, they're both gone, but even if he was still around, I wouldn't say give Brian Laundrie a free pass. I'd say, give him lethal injection, but he took himself out, he's done. But if he was still around, yeah, give him lethal injection, right? He would deserve the death penalty if he was still around. All I was saying is that I understand why he did what he did. It wasn't right, but I understand what triggers some men that lack emotional self-control because of the way they were raised to be more feminine than masculine. That's what's happening to men nowadays. Men are being raised to be more feminine than masculine, and women are being raised to be more masculine than feminine. That's what happened. Gabby Petito wore the pants in that relationship. She was the dominant one. Brian Laundrie was the submissive one. And submissive nature is more feminine energy, and dominant nature is more masculine energy. She wore the pants. She belittled that guy. What more do you want? I'll talk about this all day, all night. I'll be laughing about it all day and all night. A lot of these women that are coming at me regarding this, they don't have a man, or they're with a man that they're miserable with, right? Most of them don't have a man. Why? Because of the way you are, because of how miserable you are. Because you don't understand masculine versus feminine energy. Maybe these ladies that are scorned are trying to behave too masculine. They're trying to wear the pants. They're trying to just be too much, or they themselves belittle men also. It's always the ones that call me out on these types of things that are doing this, that are doing the things that I was talking about. Because what triggers these scorned women to say, oh, you know, I don't like what Eli said about Gabby Petito, is the fact that they belittle their men all the time. Or they've been dumped by men that they belittled, right? But a lot of these men just walked away. Or maybe they did abuse these women, but they didn't kill these women, right? That's why these women are so triggered, right? That's why they're so triggered, right? And they come out here on YouTube and conglomerate in large groups and come at good viewpoints like mine and try to make them appear bad because it's their pathetic attempt to try to knock me down so they can feel better about themselves. It's really pathetic. It really is. You can only eat a tiny bit at a time, says GLM. Eli, a whole live stream on the topic would be a great idea with different panel guests. My lady says at least, or at Burger King, at least you can have it your way. That's funny. Thank you again to Allison Jones for your two $1.99 super chats for a total of $3.98. Thank you very much to everyone that's donated this month, and I donated yesterday to my lady's birthday bash. You know, babe, I'll tell you this. My babe's watching at home. Love you, babe. Great show. How many of you saw the show yesterday my lady and I did from the studio? She came on camera for the first time on YouTube from the bedroom. And as soon as this Friday, she'll be on camera. Either this Friday or something over the weekend, she'll be on camera from the studio. She actually, at the end of the stream yesterday, her birthday stream, she came out of the room and I was finishing up the show and she came on the actual camera. She looked real good. She was kind of shaking her tatas a little bit. Fully clothed, obviously. We're not going to get shut down here, but I love my baby. I'm very secure. It's all right. If she wants to shake her tatas a little bit and make people feel a little jelly, it's all good. I'm the only one that gets to see those tatas, you know, behind closed doors, right? I gotta tell you this, you know, after being on YouTube for over 6 years, full time, I've been on it since it came out, but I've been doing semi-full-time stuff like this for over 6 years, right? After what I've seen in the last 6 years, I'm like, wow, this is like one big playground for adults. It's like one big adult playground. I mean, you know, when I was younger, I used to do some really immature stuff, right? And even in my early to mid 30s, maybe every now and then I'd still do something stupid. But by the time I got to my 40s, I really started to taper down. Yeah, I had my moments every now and then. But, you know, you got to grow up at some point, right? From what I've seen on YouTube, like more than half of the adults on this platform, even adults in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, it seems like they're never going to grow up, ever. Hey, Information Man Show. Hey, how you doing, brother? My lady says hello to you. After the Manson thing, it really fell out of flavor, says Aussie Outlaw Alternate. Information Man Show, I'm well, thanks. That's great, bro. Information Man Show. I've been rebuilding some stuff, and I've got a bunch of interviews going on. I'll be talking about them here in a little bit. But at some point, dude, I know now may not be the right time, but at some point, you and I gotta do some interviews together, man. And down the road, we can talk about that. I'm trying to, reconnect with a bunch of people and rebuild with some new people. And, before I start collaborating with some bigger YouTubers like you, I want to have more to bring to the table. And I want to say that respectfully to you, brother. Queen Helen Casey was on. I think Queen Helen Casey was the one that connected us initially, I think, if I remember. You know Queen. She was actually on the panel yesterday with my for my lady's birthday. I had a feeling Queen would show up. If you missed that show again yesterday, check it out. Queen was Queen Helen Casey, a longtime supporter and the longest standing moderator here on this channel. Yes, he says, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Information Man Show. A little windy, folks, so hopefully you can hear me okay. So I've got a few things to talk about here. First of all, I've been talking with Tammy, a lady that happens to be a recruiter. That's what she does for work. I really respect what she does for work. In the networking arena, when I used to network in person, when I was selling insurance, I met a lot of recruiters. Oh, wow, look at this, the geese. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take a break a second. Can you folks see that? That's the male and the female. And there's a little baby right there. Oh, there's a little baby being protected by the mother. And the father's going around. Oh my gosh, it's a little baby. A couple babies or three babies. Oh, I could barely see them. So the father is out there, was trying to protect them from that evil black bird over there. I saw that. The father scared them away. The mother is, wow, look at them. They're right there. This is awesome. Oh, the father is going to scare away the big black bird. I see it. Oh my God, you're seeing this live. Can you folks still see me clearly and hear me clearly? Let me know. I've been zooming in and out. Sometimes that screws things up. LMAO GLM sounds fun. Hey there, lovely. I'm great. Me and Boothing are going to Rochambeau for who has to give the other a lap dance. I always end up giving the lap dance. LOL. How are you? Well, you're supposed to give the lap dance, GLM. It doesn't work the other way around. How would it work the other way around? Dawn, hee. LMFAO says GLM. So yeah, GLM connected me with someone that she's friends with out here on YouTube, Tammy. Is her channel living on the bright side with Tammy? Is that it? I'm trying to remember that. It's a long name, like my channel. Living on the bright side with Tammy. Is that it, GLM? So while GLM puts that out there, Have you never seen Magic Mike, babe? What's Magic Mike? Is that like a boner or something, or what? A movie. I've never seen it, babe. I've never seen it. Looking on the Bright Side with Tammy. So, Tammy, who runs the Looking on the Bright Side with Tammy channel, and I was connected to her by GLM. Thank you again for that connection, GLM. Appreciate that. Much appreciated. So Tammy wants to interview me and have a civil interview with me. And she did a video the other day addressing me on it, and I said, okay, I'm totally cool with it. Told her to email me. She ended up emailing me back yesterday. I got back to her today because I didn't notice the email right away. It was a busy day with my lady's birthday, so I didn't notice it right away. But I got back to her, and we're actually going to be doing the interview live on her channel this Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So mark that down on your calendar or your iPhone or your Android or whatever, however you like to, schedule things, right? And join myself along with Tammy on the Living on the Bright Side of Things. Or Living on the Bright Side with Tammy, Living on the Bright Side with Tammy at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific this Friday. Tammy was actually looking forward to it. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? She's here. Now, Tammy, we'll see how everything goes. Thank you for being here, by the way. We'll see how everything goes on Friday. And if we're able to work something out and do some collabs after that point, then we'll moderate you here. And that way you won't have to deal with Nightbot. But if Nightbot does time you out, you'll be back in 15 seconds. And Tammy was actually very respectful and said, I'll even turn off the chat so the trolls don't come at you. And you're the only one that's ever offered me that, Tammy. And I would have still turned it down for anyone else, because I feel the chat's very important. But I will have to say, much respect for offering that. The fact alone that you offered that shows compassion and professionalism and courtesy. And I'm going to say a few things here, a few nice things about Tammy here that I've, looked into, because I know she's going to have a lot of questions for me on her channel. We're going to leave those for her. But I will say this. It's nice to be working with some very professional people. And Tammy's Tammy's an actual professional who does recruiting. I don't know if you are self-employed or if you work for an agency, but either way, I've met many people in the past networking in the real world when I was selling insurance years ago. I met a lot of recruiters, and I used to actually date someone in my early 30s that was a recruiter. She worked for a recruiting firm here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So it's a very, very, very good job. And it's a job where you meet a lot of people and you gain a lot of resources. And so that's, that's one of the main reasons why, I decided to do an interview with Tammy, because she's a professional and, she's not just out here to, create drama or, talk smack about people. We all are entitled to our opinions. But I think Tammy realized that, hey, there's a lot more I can do out here with my capabilities. I'm not saying anything bad about who you've associated with, Tammy. We'll talk more about that on your show. but I really appreciate it. I'm a licensed agent in about 15 states, and I do recruiting for other companies. So she's self-employed. So that's something I respect tremendously. I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't respect W-2 employees. I've been a W-2 employee in my younger days. I'll never go back. You got to do what you got to do, right? But in this modern world, with the internet and the opportunities we have online, there's no reason why any normal person off the street couldn't make $100,000 a year on the internet. There's no reason why. Now, you may not get there right away, but if you work towards it, you'll get there, right? So I've always been one that has a little more respect for the self-employed entrepreneur, the self-made person, than somebody that's working for someone else. Now, I get we have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. But eventually, I feel everyone should leave the corporate world and work for themselves. And that's something I can help you folks transition in. Tammy can help you find probably, gig work as well as W-2 work. What I handle on the business end of things here is just helping people that are tired of working the W-2 and want to transition completely from working for someone else into becoming self-employed. I've helped many people over the years behind the scenes do that. even past ex-girlfriends. I take a lot of great pride in being able to help people create success in any way, shape, or form. That's why I do what I do. So Tammy and I are going to talk on her channel this Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Go over there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. I don't think she's put the event up yet, but as soon as I see her put the event up, then I will share it on my community tab right here on Coach Eli 2, and then I'll also share it on my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. By the way, to those of you that are new here, this is actually my secondary channel. It's my live streaming channel. I've had this channel almost as long as my main channel. My main channel's been around over 4 years. This one's been around 3.5 plus years. And I used to do all my content, including live streams, on the main channel, but last year, when my lady and I started to create content on here, and then we got the watch hours, we already had the subs, we got it monetized, I switched all the live streams to Coach Eli 2, and my main channel, Coach Eli Elias Melas. Now, I just put out pre-recorded content, YouTube shorts, channel memberships, and stuff like that. Over here, we're monetized too, but the channel memberships here are going to have certain live stream replays that will be made members only. Like I've been mentioning, the majority of the content that my lady and I did last year will eventually be going to members only, probably in the next 2 to 3 months. So consume it now free of charge before it goes to members only. I'm giving you folks 2 to 3 months to consume it for free, because I don't want to charge especially people that have been around for a while for it, right? But it will go to members only eventually, and I want to be very fair about it. Yes, it is posted, and I tagged you. Thank you. I'll check it out later, and I'll share it out. It is not for the weak of heart, says Looking on the Bright Side with Tammy. So that is that. Another thing, RJ Sandifer reached out to me today. He was also on the live stream yesterday to help celebrate my lady's 48th birthday. And him and I are in the works of creating a show that's going to be on his channel at least 2 to 3 times per week, maybe 5 times per week. I was telling RJ, and he's thinking it over, and we'll talk more tomorrow. We really need a show to just, end each night with. And I'm talking about a show that starts around, 11 or 11:30 Eastern, which is 8 or 8:30 Pacific, or even later than that. Because what I'm noticing is there are people that are night owls. A lot of people are night owls. A lot of people don't get to bed sometimes until 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. And if you're the only one that's broadcasting live at that point, you're going to have an audience right then and there, right? And, it's something that I would want to do more often. But I have my woman, and until it's feasible and it would, make us some money and, other things, I wouldn't want to take that time away from my lady all the time. I mean, every now and then it would be fine. But in the middle of the night, I'm noticing there is an audience and people do need support in the middle of the night. But especially even just early, late night, Even if we did a show at 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. Eastern on RJ Sandifer's channel, there's a gap right there where there isn't a whole lot of content. And whenever there is content during that time, it's 1 or 2 drama, shit-disturbing creators that are not helping people. They're just attacking other people, right? We want to have a place where people can just relax and chill and ask questions about, what they're going through and get good advice on relationships and business topics, and we can talk about whatever. It's a little bit windy here. I'm going to come over here and sit on the bench for a second. I'm not able to watch early streams because I'm up so late, and when I do get up, I have to drive places. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, well, I sit here for a few. Let me just show you my view. I mean, here's what I'm trying to accomplish along with my lady, is build a network of positive channels that are going to help people overcome their fears, overcome objections, right? Overcome their struggles regarding everything, personally and professionally. We want to help people find the love of their life. We want to help shy people become more confident, right? We want to help scared people not be scared anymore, or be less scared, right? To take, to take more chances, right? And if you're working in the corporate world and you feel like you're being mistreated, we want to help you, to get treated more fairly with our resources. And if it doesn't work out for you in the corporate world, we can help you make that transition to becoming self-employed. And the more and more we work together, even with people like Tammy, you're a great resource. Here's the thing that a lot of people on YouTube don't realize, and I think Tammy's realizing this now. Maybe she realized it all along, but she just had to find her way around here like I did, right? Is that Tammy's a resource. I could be a resource for her in the business world. And, if she's trying to fill jobs and she gets a kickback for filling jobs, if she gets a kickback for filling jobs, which is what I'm trying to say, and I had some people to send to her to fill those jobs, that's going to make her money. If if I know someone that can fill a need for myself or people I know, I'm going to refer that person to business instead of just telling the person to go to Google, right? Why not? Can you repeat everything you said in the last 5 minutes? I missed it. I had to pee, and due to recent mishaps, I can't take my phone to the bathroom. Well, you can go back and check out the replay. We were just talking about, what's coming up. I mentioned that, I'll be on Tammy's show on this Friday from at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And, now, we're talking about, RJ Sandifer and I are going to be working on doing some late night shows to fill a gap in content during that time. There's a need during that time for what RJ does, for what I do, for what good people do. There's a need. People, really need that positive, uplifting content, even late night or in the middle of the night. And they need a place where they can go and chat in the live chat. I used to run live streams in the middle of the night all the time, and that's when I got some of my best audiences, believe it or not. Hey, whoosh whoosh. If you scroll up, you will see Looking on the Bright Side with Tammy channel. She's a recruiter, a licensed recruiter in 15 states. And a lot of us found out about her because, she's been a part of, and I'll say this respectfully because I don't want to disrespect Tammy, but she's been a part of that hate group with the Legion. Hey, Coach Jerem, how you doing? Coach Jerem, I wanted to ask you, as I noticed a car carrier on the way into the trail today, because there are a bunch of dealerships around here. Have you ever driven a car carrier? Have you ever done car carrier work? And if so, was it and is it still lucrative? And regardless, is it a pain in the ass to load and unload the cars? Is it any more dangerous than just driving a regular trailer? I'm just kind of curious. I'm sure you've done it all. You've been driving all sorts of loads for decades. Let's see here. Tammy is my sister, says GLM. She's your sister from another mister, right? Is that what it is, GLM, sister? Is it S-I-S-T-A? Not S-I-S-T-E-R. She's your sister, right? Sister. Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad you're here because I was just going to mention the other thing, which involves you in a good way. Yeah, see, Ginger, you're still a mod here. My woman misses you, Ginger. I had to come hunt you down. I know you've still been around. I've still been watching your stuff when I can, too. But I had to let the heat die down from the other side. But it's great to see you here, Out of the Shadows with Ginger. And Ginger, you're a big fan of Pastor Mill, right? We'll talk a little more about Pastor Mill because I really like the guy. And he's been scrutinized for similar things I have just because he's a pastor and I'm a coach. We get scrutinized because people feel like a pastor or a coach shouldn't be talking about these things. Shouldn't be out here on YouTube creating videos, right? And trying to help people. We're not allowed to do that because I'm a coach and he's a pastor. Says who? Whose rules are you living by? Obviously not the Constitution of the U.S., right? Wow. We're all entitled to Amendment number 1, right? Freedom of speech. And we also have the right to Amendment number 2, but I really don't think some people should be carrying number 2s. because you give the Second Amendment tools to mentally and emotionally unstable people, and that causes a lot of issues. We've seen that happen in schools and businesses and everywhere, man. People just losing their mind and just taking people out. I found Tammy from JROM. Okay. And everyone's entitled to their opinions. That's right, Ginger, and that's all we're practically entitled to is our opinions. That's a good point. So RJ and I will be figuring out when we're going to do that show, and it's going to happen regularly weekdays. RJ's typically up until 11 or 12 midnight Eastern time, sometimes 1 Eastern. So him and I will more than likely be doing that show, if we get it going over the next few weeks or sooner, about an hour or so before he goes to bed. And those shows will only be about an hour long. We don't need to be doing 3, 4, 5 hour streams on one channel, folks. What we should be doing is, shorter streams amongst multiple channels, so that way everyone, gets recognition. We all network together, and we all collaborate. That's the best way to do things. Now, as far as Ginger goes, I was reaching out to her, and I'd like to interview her, and if she's interested in doing an interview with me, I'd be open to that. I know we've talked about that in the past. Now, Ginger, if I remember correctly, you are a median also, right? Remind us again, you're a median too, right? Every time I see Eli walk, I am watching for snakes on the ground. Grass like that where I live has snakes. Well, yeah, well, here's the thing. There aren't really any snakes out here in this area, Ginger. I'll tell you why. Because I'm not saying it's impossible for them to not be here, but I'm right by the San Francisco Bay. It's really cool here. It's not warm enough for them to come out. Now, during the summer it does get warm enough, but this is not the environment that they're typically in around here. I've never seen any snake at all out here ever, because this is like the wetlands. You see a lot of birds and jackrabbits and stuff like that around here. Where you see snakes around here, and I've never ever seen a rattlesnake in the Bay Area anywhere, but I have seen a few gopher snakes. The only venomous snake we have out here are rattlers, and the only places you're really going to see them is on a few hiking trails. There's a park near where I live called Edgewood Park, and they have been spotted there before, but that's more in the summer when it gets warmer. Lucky for you, I live close to the Missouri River, so snakes are common. Well, you have water moccasins there, right? What do they call them? They're cottonmouth, right? Are you talking about the cottonmouth, the water snakes? I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I am not a fan of snakes at all, Ginger. I've said that many times. I've seen 2 rattlesnakes in my life, and they were up in the foothills, like 3 hours east of here, in a town called Auburn. It's like 30 miles east of Sacramento, which is the state capital of California. That's the only place, and it gets way hotter in that area than it gets in the Bay Area. But I've seen plenty of gopher snakes and garter snakes and California king snakes on other trails in the Bay Area. But never on the SF Bay Trail. I think it's just too cold for them out here. It's not the right environment. I have spotted a few trouser snakes on the Bay Area Trail. Yeah, you're very funny with the trouser snake. Trouser snake. Yep, we have those, and bull snakes, and also the endangered pygmy rattlesnakes and timber rattlesnakes. Yeah. No, I've heard in your area, it's, what is it, the water moccasins or the cottonmouth? The cottonmouth, they're brutal. You're done. Like if you go in the water and get bit by one of those, you may not make it. They're brutal. Oh man. Oh, those the family of geese, they're over here. So yeah, Ginger, you're still doing median work, right? Yeah, she says yes. Okay. So Ginger, here's the thing. My lady and I, we have always been very interested in collaborating with a median and helping the medians further get their message out, and learning more from you so we can help you more. My lady loves that stuff. She used to have a median. I think we talked about this in the past, but it's been a while. So we can recap for people that haven't been here, right? So I think what would be a good thing is we do some collaborations. My lady and I would both be happy to interview you together over the next few weeks whenever you're around. And I got your message. Your email is in the about section of your channel. I'll definitely send you an email very soon. But I think what would be really cool is if you did some live streams and every now and then just give away some readings and get people hooked. And that would definitely bring you some more business. I know there was another lady you were friends with. She's been very busy though lately, from Australia. You remember Tam Tam? Tam Tam. She's been very busy. I think Tam Tam's been dealing with some sickness. I think she's dealing with cancer or something. And we haven't heard from her in a little while. We wish her the best. If you know anything, Ginger, that would be great to let us know. We want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. Yes, there are many types of mediums depending on how they receive messages. I got bit by a trouser snake 5 times and I swelled up and ended up giving birth. Well, that must have been fun, Ginger. It's really great nowadays when you can have a couple of the ladies have fun with a male joke like that. That's great, ladies. Rosie Wren, the queen of YouTube now, forever and always, with the $1.99 super chat. You're awesome. Thank you, Rosie. How are you doing? Rosie, we want to get you on an interview too. We're really starting to move things forward. And again, I still need to get on over to your channel. How are things going on your end? now that you're monetized. It's a beautiful day. It was about 75 degrees when I came out of my car. It's probably closer to 72 right now. Temperature's been dropping a little bit, so it's like the perfect breeze. I cannot complain. I can't complain. Yes, I love my girl Tam Tam. Yes, she is going through a lot. Yeah, I mean, we're still connected with her behind the scenes through Facebook, but she just hasn't been that active, Ginger. If you do hear from her, please give her my best from Eli and Dawn, Eli's girlfriend. And hopefully she'll come back in full force and we can have her join in the festivities too. You know, Tam Tam was always a very lively one coming into the chat. And even in some of her videos and stuff, she's just a very lively and positive person. And at such a young age for her to be going through what she's going through, God bless her, you know. It can happen to anyone anytime. No matter how good you take care of yourself or how well you take care of yourself, you know what I mean? I will definitely do that next time I see her, absolutely. Thank you, Ginger. Appreciate that. Hi, Rosie. Nice to meet you. So Rosie Wren, we've known her for quite some time, Ginger. She just got monetized after how many years, Rosie? 3-4 years? Congratulations. It was worth the long wait. You know, I heard a story regarding what someone once said on how to get monetized the quickest. I hate to admit it, but it does work. And this person in this group of people said, you want to get monetized fast? Just start live streaming and talk shit about a bunch of people for like a month and you'll get to 4,000 hours. Yeah, it works, it does. I'm not saying I ever came out here intentionally to talk smack about people, but I remember, you know, when I got my former channel, my other channel, Coach Eli's Melas, monetized, and I started connecting with some of these people, and I would respond to them to defend myself and others, right? And I inadvertently was creating drama content, and it got me to 4,000 hours in under a month. Then all I needed to get was the subs. That took me almost a year. But no, do live streaming and keep it positive and try to keep drama away from it. Yeah, a little drama might boost you up to 4,000 quicker, but you could still do it without drama. Do live streams, do YouTube shorts, and create some pre-recorded content and you'll get there. I'll smoke a J with you, ODN, says my lady. ODN, good to see you, says Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Or maybe we can smoke a J, says ODN. ODN, next time I fly out to the West Coast, you should let me have a beer with you guys. Oh yeah, absolutely, ODN. Absolutely. We can have you come over and you could broadcast live with us from the studio. I'd have to get a third microphone. No, you and my lady can share the SM58. The SM7B is all mine. I'm the only one that can use the SM7B. I'll make an exception for my lady, but no one besides my lady and I can use the Shure SM7B. You'll have to use the SM58. You can take it out the stand and move around and do a little dance live on the air. Rosie Rand says, Ginger, nice meeting you too. That would be cool, says ODN. Absolutely. ODN says, awesomeness, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Yo, 71. What's 71? Oh, 71. Who's 71? I've never heard of 71. So I have more news. More news here too. There's been a lot happening today. So babe, if you're still watching or listening, this is why I've been busy all day. I was messaging and emailing people from the bedroom. My lady got up before me, but I was just laying in bed still, and I was just, sometimes I'll lay in bed to rest my back a little bit more and stuff, because I have sciatica and all that. I like to rest up a little bit more, and I will just email people and set things up from the phone, since you can do it from your smartphone nowadays. So, how many of you here know Pastor Mill? If you know Pastor Mill, put a 1 in the chat if you know who Pastor Mill is. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Pastor Mill is. Thank you again, Rosie, for the $1.99 super chat, and Allison Jones for your 2 $1.99 super chats for a total of $5.97. My lady says 1. If you know Pastor Mill, put a 1 in the chat if you know who Pastor Mill is. Ginger knows. ODN knows. Most of you know who Pastor Mill is. I'm going to wait here for some people to pass on by. So, Pastor Mill put out a video earlier today. He had made me aware of this other channel that I never connected with. But I had heard of this other channel. I just never had a chance to go over there. But because Pastor Mill referred me, made a recommendation, and he shared one of his videos on his community tab today, I went over there right away. And here's the thing, folks. When you know people, here's the thing. The best way to get ahead in any aspect of life, and you could probably ask Tammy, who's a recruiter, is a referral. Referrals are the best thing. When someone says, hey, Eli, and you're good friends with them, they say, you got to check out this channel, right? You're more prone to do it than any other way, right? So, and I'm a busy guy, so unless somebody refers me to someone directly, I really don't have time to go to anywhere new. Sometimes I do if I get lucky, but a referral goes the furthest with me, right? So Pastor Mill referred me to Mr. Predicto. Pastor Mill is a cool dude. Oh, so you met Doug. Doug is really chill. Who's Doug? Is that Pastor Mill's first name? Is that who Doug is? Who's Doug? So anyway, so Pastor Mill shared a video on his community tab of Mr. Predicto. And he had told me in an email recently that you got to check out Mr. Predicto. He's a lot like you and me. He's on the same page as you and I are at, right? So I heard Mr. Predicto's video. And I was like, okay, I got a comment. I want to interview this guy. So I made a comment on his channel. Asked him if he was open to an interview, and that Pastor Mill referred me, and he goes, just let me know when, reach out to me. Cool. Still need to do that. And Mr. Predicto, I think he's also a pastor. Totally just standing up for Pastor Mill and other people that are trying to shame pastors like Pastor Mill. And I think he's a pastor too, shaming himself and all that. And just coming out and saying, like, similar things like I've been saying. Why are these people being scrutinized for just being people like everyone else is? Just because they're a pastor doesn't mean they're not entitled to an opinion. Doesn't mean they can't create content on YouTube. Doesn't mean that they're not going to call out the BS on YouTube. Honestly, to see a pastor on YouTube or a few pastors on YouTube calling out drama channels and the stupid things they're doing, is rather refreshing to me. And if you feel it's rather refreshing regarding what people like Pastor Mill and Mr. Predicto do, put a 1 in the chat if you feel it's refreshing to see a priest be as real, a pastor be as real as Pastor Mill. Doug is also a really close friend of Tam Tam's. Doug is Mr. Predicto. Oh, that's Doug. Okay. So Mr. Predicto is Doug. How did you guys all find out about each other? Was it through the true crime community, Ginger? Like, how did this all happen? Because I'll tell you this. There's one person responsible for me connecting with any true crime channels, and that's RJ Sandifer. RJ Sandifer first found out about Natasha Cooper, I believe got on her show, and then a lot of other people just followed suit. Rosie Wren with the 199 super chat. Interview tomorrow. Tomorrow I got things going on, Rosie. We got to plan it out a week in advance. We got to do it early next week. Yeah, I've got too much going on tomorrow, and then Friday I've got another interview I'm doing on someone else's channel. We could do it Monday, Rosie. If you want to do it on Monday, we could do it Monday. Does Monday work for you? Rosie, you are so amazing. Yes, Doug used to be on NC's panel a couple years back. So I'm just curious to know. I guess a lot of us met through the Natasha Cooper channel one way or another. I was never a part of it, but I heard about it. And, she went through the same thing that, Mr. Legion Jamie guy is going through now. They created very similar content. But I'm just curious to know in a non-hateful and in a respectful way, Ginger or anyone else. Like, do you guys trust Natasha? Do you feel that she's someone that was being genuine, or do you think she was being a grifter, a shill? Kind of like, what we think Mr. Lycan is like. Just my opinion, Mr. Lycan. You have your opinion of me. I have mine of yours. I'm just curious to hear the opinions of good people here in a respectful and professional and mature way in regards to Natasha Cooper. I have no hate. I've honestly, come to senses, or I've come to the conclusion that, yeah, she was, not being truthful with people and was doing anything she could to make money. Honestly, NC was a female Lycan. Amen, sister. Ginger, that's why Ginger, I bet your husband loves your brutal honesty, right? Yeah. That's what my lady loves about me. Well, she loves it and hates it about me because she hates it when I'm right about her. And when I call my lady out, she doesn't like that. But you know what I mean, right? That chapter is awesome, ODN. My favorite true crime YouTuber is that chapter. He's a Canadian dude named Mike the Settlement. Likes to watch him as well, but I've been watching him for years. ODN, can you send me the link to that channel on behind the scenes on Facebook, or put it in the chat here, but also send it to me. Send it to me on Facebook Messenger when you get a chance, not while you're driving, dude, if you remember later on. Yeah. No, it's it's really nice to hear people be honest, not afraid to share their honest feelings. I mean, I wish Natasha the best, and I even wish Jamie the best. It's just that I think YouTube has had enough of those types of characters on the platform. They're called bad actors. And their primary focus is to just come out here and to try to make as much money as possible, leading people to believe they're going to get something that they're not. That's called misleading people, right? It's called a bait and switch, right? It's funny to me. I heard Mr. Lycan, he was running a fundraiser for his cat Starbuck. It was $1,000, and people called him out on that, right? So what do? He put out a receipt, right? That's fine, even if your receipt is real, which it probably is, because yes, you got to take your cat and dog in every now and then, or cats and dogs in every now and then for vet work, and it's not cheap. It can cost $300 to $500. The receipt that Jamie showed didn't show a total, but everything on the right side, if you total it up, was about $500. But he was asking for $1,000. So I mean, come on, James. You know, part of those polls are for future cat expenses, right? Right? Or for other expenses you currently have for yourself, right? And, you know, it doesn't matter to me. You know, if people want to put out polls or not polls, if people want to put out, you know, fundraisers for whatever, if people are willing to pay for them, that's on them, right? If people knowingly or unknowingly are getting scammed, it's no one to blame but them, right? Thanks. The chapter is awesome, ODN. Thanks for sharing that, ODN. Ginger, out of the shadows with Ginger says, my husband is the brutally honest one. Difference is I have a filter. Really? Wow, okay. Well, we got to meet your husband someday. Maybe he's a lot like me. Maybe he's worse than me. If he's worse than me, Ginger, then, oh, man. Oh, God, I'm bad enough. I'm enough of a bad, naughty boy, right? You know, my lady and I were having breakfast with my mother the other day. And we were sharing some childhood stories of some stupid things I would do when I was younger, right? And afterwards, I told my lady in front of my mother, and I said, I'm pretty boring now, babe. I used to be a lot of fun. I'm pretty boring now, and I guess I am. I am pretty boring compared to the stupid shit I used to do before I grew up and matured a little bit, right? I am only blunt to the people who need to hear it. That's a good point, ODN. My lady says, Ginger says both of them can be manipulative. He is worse than her, though. Oh, I agree. Well, he's worse because he attacks women. Whether he attacks women for real or pretends to do it for content, it's just as bad. Acting or not, he's doing what he's doing, whether it's real or fake or a combination of both. It's just not good. I agree with you, Ginger. ODN says the dude is getting desperate. He's using his using his cat to gain sympathy. LOL. I know, dude. Hey, you know, ODN, here's the thing. If it works for him, it works for him. Here's the thing. Is it really his fault? Or is it the fault of the desperate housewives that support him and pay him money? Like, who's actually giving that guy money every day? Like, who is actually giving him $200 to $300 a day, which is what he needs to survive, at least, right? It's those desperate housewives type of women, right? What normal woman in their right mind would donate to a guy that talks about women in that way, right? That's all I've said, right? I've always said that. Respectfully, maturely, professionally, I can be a little of both. I speak my mind, but I know when the filter needs to be on. Baby, is the filter ever on when you're talking with me? Because I don't think it is. When you're talking with me, the filter is ever on. I have listened to you on more than one occasion. Why do you care? Let Flotsam stay around. Who are you, Flotsam? Let's have fun with you for the last 10 minutes of the show. 10 to 15 minutes of the show. Flotsam, who are you? Out of the Shadows of Ginger says, oh, it took him years to get me to stop candy coating things and took me years to get him to not offend people. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you two are, you know, two peas in the pod, like my lady and I are, Ginger. The cat thing works. Dang, I have 2 cats. Wonder how much I can milk them for. That's great. Odie answers, the fact that these desperate housewives pay him to talk negatively about their enemies is the reason why Jamie neglects his cat and why his cat's health is deteriorating, or declining, I mean. Oh no, babe, says my lady. Oh yeah, I am just a viewer. Well, what other questions do you have, Mr. Viewer? Please, feel free to get them in here. Tell us a little bit more about what you're interested about, what you like about the content here, what you don't like about it. Feel free to participate. I have 2 dogs. That's right, you do, baby. Odian says, I distinctly remember hearing Jamie say, so what if I am gay, and even if I was, why do you care? Flotsam sounds a little, yeah, it might be Jamie trolling. Who knows? Could be Jamie, could be anyone. It's probably someone from his side. Could be a troll. We don't know. It's all good, right? We can have fun with it, right, Mr. ODN? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Somebody's sexual orientation has nothing to do with their attitude. Has nothing to do with their actions. Right? So it doesn't matter, whether someone's male or female or non-binary, gender non-conforming or whatever, right? What matters is how you treat people and your actions, right? Look at that. It looks like a big beetle. That's the only thing we have to really worry about out here, Ginger. I think that was a black beetle. Every now and then you get a jackrabbit popping out of these bushes here, but that's about it. And they're going to come out and trim this soon anyway. We're due for a trim. But the fact that I can actually broadcast from this trail says a lot too, because on actual trails around here, you're going to get no cell coverage, at least throughout most parts of them, because you're going deep in the woods. But this is right by homes and right by the SF Bay and plenty of towers around here. I'm not going to lie, Ginger, I'll be real. This is like a luxury, trail here for us spoiled brats in the Bay Area. See, I can own that. I can be honest, Ginger. I am personally upset about what you said about Gabby Petito. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I mean, I've got my opinion. You have yours. Let me ask you this. Why are you personally upset about some man in the San Francisco Bay Area sharing an opinion? I mean, would you like to come fly out here and have dinner with my lady and I and talk about it in person? Like, what would you like me to do about it? I mean, how would you like me to handle that? I mean, you probably have opinions on things that I disagree with, but I wouldn't sit there and talk about it for months and months and months. Like, you're probably one of those desperate housewives from the other side that didn't like my opinion on that. Because you ladies have done the same thing to men as well. And maybe these men abused you, but they didn't take you out like Brian took Gabby out. Maybe it triggers you in some way, shape, or form. All I was doing was stating my opinion. I'm a good guy. I don't wish harm upon anyone. And I'm assuming you're a woman, because it's the women that have been pissed off about this. Ma'am, if you're a woman, I think you're a woman. Do you feel it's right for women to manipulate men and to use men and their resources to get ahead and then kick the man to the curb? Because that's what Gabby was going to do to Brian. Do you think it was right for Gabby to use Brian, belittle Brian. She knew that relationship was doomed. Women know when they fall out of love. She had fallen out of love with Brian weeks, months before she dumped him. But she waited to dump him until they got into the woods because she needed his help to be his cameraman, right? And help her out with her social media influence, YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. She cared more about IG than her relationship. Again, no one deserves to die over that. But do us men deserve to be used like a wet rag? He never said she deserved it. No, baby, I kind of did say that. But I didn't mean it in the way it came off. I said it's almost like she deserved it. And the bottom line is that she was belittling the guy and berating the guy. There's no man that would ever even do any harm to a woman unless he was really, really berated and, kicked down beyond belief. And if any woman that's dating a guy that continuously berates her man instead of dumping him is basically asking for it. Right? And the bottom line is, I'm not saying that any man should give it in that way. I'm just saying, why are you going to put yourself in that position of berating someone and risking them snapping and causing harm to you? Right? That's all I was saying. Be smarter, be proactive. I'm trying to help people preventing that from happening in the future by sharing my thoughts about it. That's an interesting thought. Here's the thing you don't actually know that she did. None of us were there. Right. No, I agree with Ginger. Listen, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Right? None of us know what actually happened, right? But the stories that were presented to us through the documentaries and stuff like that, okay, give you a pretty good feel of what it was like to be in Brian Laundrie's shoes and Gabby Petito's shoes, right? And here's the thing. There's no man on the planet that's going to harm any woman, no matter how messed up they are, unless they are pushed to do that. See, I know what triggers me. I just would never get to the point of harming anyone. If I feel that triggered, I'll go punch a wall instead. And I haven't even done that in a while. I used to do that in my younger days, right? Pushed, you really need to take a long look at your own biases. Well, how about you tell us who you are? See, here's the thing. You're coming here and you're challenging my viewpoint, yet you're hiding behind a fake Google account, ma'am. So as far as I'm concerned, ma'am, you don't exist. Yet you want to come out here and challenge my statement, hiding in plain sight. That's what you people do. If you want to stand up for what you believe in, then come out here and do what I do and show your face and use your name. And then I might respect it a little bit more. Right? I mean, you tell me in the chat, do you folks that are creators out here respect people that are nameless and faceless Google accounts on YouTube? You are on YT. I told you I am a well-educated grown man with a career in politics. I am from PA. You're a man? Wow, you're a man that's coming at me, dude? Wow, dude, wow, that's great. Oh, man. That's great. Well, sir, if you happen to be a man, are you a part of that drama group on the Legion side? Be honest with me. Can you be truthful and tell me, are you a part of that group that's been banned on YouTube? I mean, seriously, how did you find that about me? Because that's the only group that's actually come at me regarding this. Yes, I sure am. Oh, I know who you are now. Oh, you're that dude that sits next to Like in every show for hours after you get off work. You're what the heck is that guy's name? Someone help me out here. You know who that is. Dude, oh my God, dude. It's serious. Yeah, yep. It's Siren Jag. Yeah, that's who it is. It's Siren on a sock because he's triggered. Siren, I don't have any problems with you. I don't even know who you are. Here's the thing, Siren. God bless you and any endeavor that you want to accomplish in your life, sir. Your name is Brian? My initials are BS. Well, maybe that's your real name, Siren. Maybe you go by Siren on YouTube. Either way, regardless. It's Siren. It's Siren seeking out content for the Legion. Look, Siren, I don't know who you are. I wish you the best, right? I've never watched any of your content or anything like that. But if that is you, I've heard you constantly talk mad crap about me on panels with James, and that's fine, dude. I mean, if that floats your boat for 5-6 hours each night after you get off of work, man, that's hey, then that floats your boat. I will promise you, I am not Siren. Well, I mean, you could tell us who you really are. My name's Elias Dimitri Melas. I live in Redwood City, California. I'm here at Bear Island Marina. Right here, dude. Let me show you. Here's where I'm at. I'm at Bear Island Marina, right? Right? Like, why do we have to hide in plain sight? You see, one of the things I respect the most about people is showing their name and their face, right? And pretty much coming out here and doxing yourself. I'll dox myself. I can legally dox myself. No problem, right? Oh yeah, it's Jamie stirring up content probably. It's either Jamie or Siren. It's one of them. Yeah, because they didn't rebroadcast my lady's show yesterday, and this wasn't being rebroadcasted, at least initially. GLM says, I'm at Folsom State Prison just visiting. What are you doing at Folsom State Prison? What are you doing in Folsom? Did you drive up there during rush hour? What are you doing in the Sacramento, the greater Sacramento area? GLM. My name is Gabrielle Louise Martinez. Well, I'm staying quiet, GLM. I want to keep the peace with you. But yeah, my lady comes out. My name is Dawn Ledgerwood. Yeah, she's Dawn Ledgerwood. I'm Elias Melas. She'll soon be, Dawn Ledgerwood Melas, right? I mean, didn't Johnny Cash sing at Folsom? Oh, there's Folsom Lake. It's a pretty popular area out there, but I don't think there's like any big venue in Folsom. There's a nice lake there, though. I have told you my name is Brian. I have a political career that I have to protect, but wanted to comment on your opinions about Gabby Petito. I find them very disturbing. Well, sir, you have a political career to protect? I mean, sir, that's being a coward, in my opinion, sir. Like, I'm not trying to be critical to you or attack you, but as a politician, okay, why do you feel the need to have to be very, very careful, right? Sir, I'm not going to come and hunt you down or anything like that, right? But do you think it's fair to the public that you're going to play one role publicly and then behind closed doors, hiding behind the keyboard, you're going to be someone else, sir? Why are you afraid to put your real name out there publicly, sir? I've been scrutinizing this platform for the last 6 years, and guess what? It was one of the best learning experiences I ever had in my life. And you're right, Odie, it's probably Jamie or Siren. But even if it is some dude that's trying to protect his political career, who knows? Who will ever know? We don't know, sir. You could be anyone. It's the internet, right? Did you not see what happened to the office of the VA representative because of my political beliefs and career? Well, sir, if you're afraid to be yourself online and offline, then you're in the wrong business, sir. I've said some things. I share my opinions. A lot of people don't like me. But you don't see me hiding out. You don't see me hiding out where I'm at. How can you live your life like that, dude? You got to be who you are wherever you are and let it ride. If you're too afraid to speak your mind because of the job you do, then don't do that job, sir, because then you're not doing it for the right reasons, in my opinion. If you're even who you say you are, which we don't know. You're on a fake Google account, sir. You can see Jamie on the other side saying, yeah, there's Eli. He's talking to a fake Google account. Yeah. I'm never ashamed to say my real name. Oh, God. Listen, GLM, you and I are much smarter at this game than most of these people, right? You know I have respect for you. I do. And you know I know the truth about everyone just like you do. We know the truth. It doesn't matter. We don't have to expose the truth. We don't have to go anywhere. And if you want me to call you Gabriella or, whatever, goddess or whatever you want to be called, it's all good. But at least I know who you are. I know who you really are, so I can have a conversation with you. I know you're having fun with me, GLM. I'm having fun with you too. And the nameless and faceless troll, that's probably Jamie from the other side, or Siren Jag. Or it could be Save Robbie. It could be Save Robbie, right? And it is pronounced flotsam, not flotsam. Well, hey, okay, dude, I have no idea what that is. You're some guy out here that's white knighting for women regarding my opinion on the Gabby Petito story, right? That's part of your problem, sir, is that, you're being a white knight. Now, here's the thing. I respect women that deserve respect, and women that don't deserve respect, I don't respect them. Same with men. I respect men that deserve respect and don't respect men that don't deserve respect, right? See, sir, you sound like a white knight, right? You sound like one of those. And here's the thing: I'm slight left liberal. You're probably far left, sir. You sound like a far leftist, right? And that's probably why you're hiding in plain sight. Because I'll be honest with you, like I'm not a big fan of the right at all. I like some views on the right, but I'm more on the left, right? But I'll tell you this: I'm beginning to more so hate the far left than the far right. I think the far left has gotten way worse than the far right. The what I will respect about the far right, I can't stand what they do, but at least they come out here and show their face and use their name. See, the far right does stupid shit, but they do it in plain sight and they don't hide. The far left tries to hide and do stupid shit and try to cover it up, right? That's what happens. Oh, yeah, that's what happens, man. I just called you a far leftist. I knew you were a Democrat from the way you were behaving. And I'm a Democrat too, bro, but I'm a slight left liberal. I'm more down the middle. You seem like you're an extremist. So does Eli, says my lady. ODN Flotsam on the real, you are a female, right? I'm smack dab in the middle. Yeah, me too. Oh, I know who it is, LOL. Is it someone I know, ODN? Just say that. It's all good. They're trying to stir the pot up because they have no other content, right? It's all good. You're not going to upset me. You're giving me more content. I know how to handle this stuff. I will gladly invite you to my office for a debate on women and men. I don't even know who you are. Oh, are you thinking it's somebody from Lycanside? A female from Lycanside, ODN? It's all good. Not a big deal. No, it is him. Yeah, it's all good. No, I think I know what it is too, bro. Yeah, it's all good. Instead of them rebroadcasting me, they want to come and do this, right? Is that what you're saying? Hey, we don't know for sure, dude, but it is what it is. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Let them have some fun. That would explain why ODN is getting female vibes off him. Ginger, are you getting any reading off of this before we go off the air? Are you getting any reading off of this? I hate to ask you for a freebie, Ginger, but this is like this can show people your capabilities. Are you getting any vibes off of this, Ginger? I am also an attorney. I would love to talk more, or should I say listen, but I have a braid to prepare for tomorrow. Have a great night. I will contact you so we can meet and discuss. I'm not interested in meeting with you, sir. I don't even know who you are. So, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck to you. Or sir, ma'am, whoever you are, it's whatever. Take it easy. That was funny, huh, ODN? Oh, I know who it is. And actually like him, so I won't say it. Oh, so Ginger, you're getting a reading on this? Is that what you're saying? You know what? Who's the first moderator that can block him? The first moderator to block him, go for it. Who will block him first? Block him. He's done. He or she or whoever. My babe got him. Oh no, it's Gabriela Louise Martinez. You know, I wonder if I should keep the live going on the way home. I could put this on my dash. My lady got me, well, she gave me her older phone stand. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to keep this going. How many of you want me to keep this going as I drive home? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to keep this going. ODN wants me to keep it going. My lady wants me to keep it going. Why not? We've got all the capabilities. In the studio, out of the studio, the mobile unit, the in-studio unit, whatever you want, we got it, right? Give me a second here, folks. If you want it, I got it. If you need it, baby, I'm not going to sing it. Remember that song, TLM? Dun 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 dun. Give me a second here, folks. I got all these chords here. One second. Let's do this. All right. Oh, man. I'll have to figure out a way to do this here. All right, can you folks hear me? What the hell? Can you hear me? Is it clear or what? All right. I hear you just fine. I'm going to leave it like this, so the microphone can pick me up as I drive here. It's good. Put it around your neck or the headrest. Yeah. Well, I have another microphone, but I can't switch to it right now. The shotgun mic. I'm not going to do that. Actually, I think the shotgun mic is at home. I don't have it with me. All right. Got about 10 minutes or so before I get home. See how ditzy I can be? Took me a while to follow directions. What, to block someone? Let's see how good the reception is. I want to start doing some more live streams for mobile. Driving live streams too. Especially like now that my lady's been on camera, she can actually monitor the chat, right? It's all good in the hood. I might do a stream, like I mentioned earlier, from the studio tonight. It'll be late night once my lady gets to sleep. And respond to some comments. There are a lot more comments to respond to, possibly. If not, I'll definitely be back for a walk tomorrow. Man, it's a warm day today. It's humid. It's 67 degrees right now. That's what my temperature gauge says. But it feels very humid. Yeah, J-Rom never answered the question about if he's ever, towed car carriers. I'll check out the chat every time I hit a light or a stop sign or something. Do 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 do. Just 1 second, please. Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Okay. Wednesday night SmackDown. Yeah. We still have 22 in the box just watching me drive home right now, huh? Can you folks hear me okay with this thing where it's at? It looks kind of weird. It's in a weird spot, but I don't want to keep it on my ears while I'm driving. I'm going to have to ask you to meet with me, Eli. I'm also an attorney, LOL, Dr. Computer Shop. That was pretty funny, Shop. That was pretty funny. Just kidding, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. It's all good, Shop. You know, Shop, the past is the past. We forgive you, man. Everyone was going through some stuff back then, right? But yeah, man. You're an attorney, too. Yeah, who do you guys think that was? You guys think that was Jamie? Do you think that was his female business partner or someone from his end? Was it Siren Jack? I mean, we don't know who it is. We're not accusing anyone from Jamie's side, so please don't make a big deal out of it. It's just, this is just comical stuff, man. You know? Excuse me. I'll do what RJ does. RJ goes, You ever notice RJ, whenever he comes on a panel or does a show, he's like, And, you know, my lady, before I told her that's just how RJ is, My lady thought that was kind of like kind of pervy and stuff. She goes, RJ sounds kind of pervy, and I'm like, no, that's just his style of speaking. And she got to know RJ last night or yesterday afternoon when he was on the panel of her 48th birthday show. Nope, it's someone who left the Legion a few months ago. I thought it was a chick for a second. So, Ginger, you're using your super medium powers, and you know it, right? You know who it is, right? Ginger, and I'm not trying to mess with you or be sarcastic. I'm being serious here. This is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I want us to do shows on. This is the kind of stuff people would tune in for. They would. How's the reception, right? Is the reception okay? Can you folks see this clearly, or is it kind of blurry? Like, how's the reception? We have 5G plus here. That's like, they're supposed to be like top end 5G, but I don't know. How's it working? And it's very bumpy here, so forgive me. It's a bumpy road. What do you mean it's a bumpy road, Eli? Can't they afford to fix streets in the San Francisco Bay Area? Apparently not. There's a lot of messed up streets here too. We're not that privy. Come on. You can tell how it's a shaking. This is a good phone holder too, that absorbs most of the shock. Decent so far. It's working fine. Look, a lot of men are pervy, says Ginger. Well, yeah, to a certain extent, we're men, right? We're men. Not the best, but not the worst. Who's that David guy? Looks clear on my end here. Maybe it's the lighting, who knows? Still got 25 people here. Well, being a medium doesn't mean we can turn it on demand like a faucet. No, I know. I understand that, Ginger. But I know you're pretty good at this stuff. And, I mean, you said you already got a reading on this, so you know it's a former member of the Legion. A former member of the Legion. I wonder if the front camera works here. Oh yeah, it does. That's pretty good, actually. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Sometimes a connection has to be made. Sometimes it bleeds through. That's a good point. Yeah, the train was coming here. That's why I've been waiting at this light for like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, I've been stuck at this light here before for almost 10 minutes because a couple trains were coming, and there's no underpass or overpass. The train tracks here. You're like literally driving right over them, right? And so if you get stuck at that light during rush hour, you can be stuck there for about 10 minutes. Because even if it's about to turn green on your end, if the train tracks go down, it resets the lights. And you have to wait for the other 3 lights to go green and red before yours goes green. So I only had to wait there maybe, 3 or 4 minutes this time, but I've been stuck longer. but I know who it is and won't say. Okay. Okay. And out of respect, because he really is a decent guy. Koch Industries, the second largest privately owned company in the United States. He actually has David Koch Jr. as his handle, just doesn't share your opinion. So let me ask you this, Ginger. Can you at least say this? You don't have to tell me who it is. I know you're not going to say who it is. But do I know this person? Or do they just know of me? They know of me as a former member of the Legion. Folks, get your final questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air. Oh, it's in a cool spot right now, like an actual handheld mic. This is cool. We're going to go off the air in about little less than 5 minutes, so I'm almost home. So wasn't me, bro. I know that, dude. Those days are done with, shop. Those days are over and done with. We all grew up over the last 3 or 4 years, man. You know. Then I stick to my original guess. I think it was a woman. I don't know, man. I don't know why people... I don't know why so many degenerates are fascinated by my opinions. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not even trying to criticize the degenerates, but a lot of these people, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. They're low-life scumbags, and I just, I don't associate with low-life scumbags. I don't. And even to the low-life scumbags, you can turn your life around and be, a quality, decent human being, right? That's up to you. Honestly, yes, I am sure he knows you from Dramasphere. Do I know him, though? Do you think I've heard of him? Do I know him? Or he just knows of me because a few people from that drama side just kept talking about me and rebroadcasting me, right? Uh-huh. All right, folks, I'm going to be wrapping this up in just about a minute or so. I believe you may vaguely know him. All right, folks, we're at 125 minutes, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Going to wrap this up. I may or may not be back later tonight. If not, I'll see you folks tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. By the way, I'll be reaching out to you soon, Ginger, and everyone else. Take care.